Check your voicemails, Daniel. All right, now that we've made Daniel shit his pants, to the title of this video, you're probably like, wow, Hopper's huffing mad copium, I guess. And the answer is, shut up. On Monday, I played my league match against Jesse from here in our local pond. Played against him, and he'd been playing Seraphon, a army I'm not super familiar with. So I know a little bit about the units, but I don't know necessarily every in and out that they have, which was my own failing. I should have studied up on the army before I went into my match. However, what I did not expect is the just absolute fucking ass blasting I was getting when I walked to that table. I had lost in the second round, really. We played out the rest of the 5, but I scored dog ass. He immediately shot up half my army, took the double turn, and then it was just a matter of picking off what I had left. I managed to score basically nothing, and the entire time I was just thinking, wow, what a bad game. Like, I just lost so freaking quickly. Like, it was decided in the first half of the second round. It really was. After the double, I was like, okay, we'll just talk out the rest because I won't win. There's no way I'm gonna win anyway, but I just want to see how much points I can score so that I continue on in the league, basically. So, which he was very nice, and he was very generous with a lot of the points giving he could have been. He could have been a lot more of a dick. He wasn't. He's a very nice guy, a very great opponent, and I wish you the best in the rest of the league. What I didn't expect was necessarily the just overall underperformance of my army. I have been playing this army for a bit, like, it's not the Skaven's fault that I'm a bad Claw Lord. I think this was like my 5th time playing the list, and it had not won a game, other than a very close call in my first round of the league. But overall, I wasn't feeling like I was getting the most out of my army. And that's when Roma from the Dudes of Sigmar podcast, who was hosting our match, came over and said, hey, why don't you just re-rack, like redo deployment, and let's really see how this could have gone had you known what the Seraphon could do. Which I was unaware how great their shooting was. That was a big problem for me. They can move fast, and that first turn really was a really bad wake-up call for me the first time around. So Roma, in her infinite wisdom and her infinite practice and prep, showed me a deployment which I thought looked ridiculous. I would never deploy my army this way had she not explained it to me. She showed me, I'll put a picture here, but basically it's puts all of my army out of the maximum range of their shooting. And so I had ended up getting blasted the first game, and the second deployment showing off, like, and we did end up playing like the first battle round and a bit, and it was night and day, the difference between the two plays. Because the first round, I had lost half my army in the first shooting phase of his. And he wanted me to go first because he wanted me to get closer. And me being unaware of that fact that he could just shoot me off the board in his first turn, he baited me. I got baited.
Okay, we are cooked. Yep, we are absolutely cooked, chat. GG.
Brother rage baiting on main, and he absolutely demolished me. So, but with this other setup, it looks weird, and it doesn't make sense in my brain of like, oh yes, this is how an army would deploy. But all the math is mathing, and it makes so much sense why it would look that way. So I just kind of was like, okay, like my pants after gambling on a fart. I was full of shit. Really, what like the main thing is I wanted to get across is you have to lose in order to improve. And there's no amount of studying, and there's no amount of YouTube videos you can watch. Not that there's like a ton of content out there, I I have found to really help level the playing field between you and somebody who's just far more experienced. Sure, you can learn the game, learn all the math. Like, if the math is mathing and it's on your side, great, that's amazing. But the amount of experience that I lack, and to be shown that in just such a kind way, I really do have to thank Roma and Jesse for really sitting down, telling me how shit I was at the game, in like the nicest way possible, because they didn't need to do that. They could have just let me continue to lose, like, and you know, it's an easy win for them. It really is. But this community is just so centered around helping each other and helping each other improve, because everybody wants to play at a higher level. And if you find somebody who's motivated, such as myself, to improve, and you foster that in a community such as this, you're gonna end up with a higher tier play and overall just a very fun game at the end of the day. Anyway, this was just kind of a rant. I just wanted to kind of get across the idea that, yeah, shit's crazy and losing sucks, but the amount that you will learn from it will outdo anything like that. Huge shout out to the Dudes of Sigmar podcast and the Cooks of Sigmar for really taking me in and showing me that though I was not playing to my optimal way, here's a better way to do it. And now you've made me rethink the entire way I play. Now I need to study up on the armies and like really got to improve. I want to become better at this game. It does mean so much to me. So huge shout out to them. Thank you so much for this. I will improve. And next time on Death Battle, I'm kidding. No, and next time I will be taking home that dub ski. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you.